starters tonight?
Yes. Yeah.
It's kind of nice to have a team where you don't have to worry about load management at this point with some of the young guys, wrestling guys, having back.
What's the third game of the season, so it wouldn't matter if they were older than dirt. It's third game of the season.
Probably a self-evident question, but were you pretty thrilled for Bud to win the title last year? I mean, I guess he was going up against Monty Williams, so that might have been a tough call.
It did make it tough, seeing the both of them, but it's like in a way, a no-lose situation for my perspective. So, we're thrilled for both of those guys getting where they got with their teams, and they did such a great job. So, it's a win-win.
You had Bud here for so long, but what was he like as a video coordinator?
Well, that's too long ago. I think we might have had reel-to-reel then. I'm not sure. But, obviously from the get-go, he was great.
Kind of neat
Yes.
to look and see George Hill in his 14th season.
Hey, it's always neat to see Georgie. I was at his wedding, so, he's always been one of my favorite people. It's great that he's still playing and contributing. Yes, sir.
I'm coming from Greece. Good afternoon. I was
Hi.
here in the first game of Giannis in San Antonio in 2014 and asked you about his potential, and you told me about a great potential. Right now, how do you see his progress? Do you think it's beyond your expectations back then?
I don't think any of us here, at least probably not many, knew what a passion and work ethic he had. To get where he has gotten, that doesn't happen just because you're talented. You keep working at your game. You have a ferocity night in and night out. Those are the Shaqs and the Kobes and the Duncans and the Magic Johnsons, all those kind of people. He has that same ferocity and will to win. I didn't know him at that time, and to find out that that's who he is at the core, and you add his talents, his physical gifts, the sky was obviously the limit, and he's reaching it. At this point, he's been working on his skills, as you can figure, shooting the ball, getting more confident in shooting is what I'm sure he's been working on a lot with, Bud and the staff. So he'll just keep working at it. He's fantastic.
Thank
You
you.
bet.
I know Chris and Drew didn't get a ton of time with you because they had to come over straight from the finals over to Tokyo. But in the past, we talked about getting to know Chris a little bit better. I'm curious with Drew, getting to know him better, to see kind of the worker that he is. Just kind of what do you take away from that?
Those guys, words are indescribable. Does that make any sense? There are no words that would describe one aspect about those guys that people gloss over, because obviously, Drew's a great defender and Chris is more of an offensive player. But the sacrifices they made, and along with Devin Booker, to come at the time they came is ridiculous. They left their families to come and be sequestered in a hotel, and knowing full well the only thing they would see would be the food room, the room where we did our talks, the bus, and the gym. There wasn't another building. There wasn't another restaurant. There was nothing. And they had nobody around them, no friends or family. And they said, sure, I'm coming. So that is first and foremost in my mind, the kind of credit they get for that, and their families, to allow that. Beyond that, it gave us, everything we needed. In the beginning, we didn't really know who was going to be on the team, let alone not having practices. But when they came, it all solidified. And Drew is obviously our template defensively. He's somebody that we needed badly to set the pace in that regard and be the example. And Chris is different. He's like glue. He's one of those guys that innately understands the game. He can shoot the three, he can shoot the two, he knows where to be defensively. He's not going to be the defender that Drew is, but he has a sense of the game, and that's why I call him glue. He does the right thing almost all the time, whether it's on defense or offense. He understands the game. So to add those guys at that time was really crucial.
What are you seeing from Cada in this second season for Jim?
Just a continued quest to get confident and get more demonstrative in his game. Those are the things he needs more than anything. It's not about skills or anything like that.
Pop, when you look at your young players, is there a goal or anything you set for year one, year two, and if so, do you see your players?
No.
No?
You can't do that. You know, they're human beings, and everybody has a different rate of, you know, accepting information, processing it, making it transfer from practice situations to games when the lights are on, and everybody's different in that regard. So, you know, you work with them. You know, the development programs on all the teams have gotten, you know, very specific and very important for all of us. So each to his own. You know, some people come along more quickly than others, definitely.
Sort of touched on that. Keldon seems to be expanding kind of what he does on offense this season. Is there anything particular you're looking for as he?
With Keldon, it's mostly, I mean, the passion is there, the will to work, to improve, to be a very good player is all there. With him, it's about pace and understanding, you know, time and score, more of a finesse, a little bit more finesse to his game. Does a situation call for, you know, a drive, a three-point shot, understanding team defense, just in general, getting a better view of the game and understanding how it's played, because the will is there, as I said, and he's skilled. It's just a matter of time for him. So we're trying to push that process a little bit. Obviously, he's got the ball a lot. You know, we call things for him and let him get in those situations, you know. Do well, screw it up. Do well, screw it up, and learn and build your confidence so you learn what your game is and what your strengths and weaknesses are.
Coach, it's early, but your guys seem to be developing an identity around energy and the collective. As a coach, how cool is that for you to see?
This has been great fun, these guys, because they're really committed to playing defense. They move without the ball. They understand how it's got to be played in today's NBA. We don't have, you know, a lot of go-to type guys. Give them the ball and say score. We don't have that. So to be an effective team, we've got to do all the little things well. You know, full court shell defense, understanding how we mix together when we rotate defensively, having the movement on offense, making extra passes. And everybody's trying to do that, but for us, I think we've got to do it more than our opponents do it for more of those 48 minutes because we don't have that end of game kind of guy to just throw the ball to. We've got to do it with everybody. And I have no clue who might be that person at this point that's going to score for us.